So when we first got this project, I knew nothing about Judaism, or religion in general for that. My family's Christian, but I never really went to church or did anything like that. So I figured when we got this assignment, it'd be a great opportunity to not only learn about Judaism, but kind of religion. And what I learned while spending time with the Davis family was Judaism isn't just a religion, it's actually its own distinct culture. They have their own customs and traditions that they've transmitted over generations by teaching each other and even through their own unique language, Judaism. So for my last visit today to the Davis family, I'm going to ask Rabbi Davis about 3 distinct important aspects of culture and see how they relate to Judaism. And those things are going to be language, rituals, and customs.
You asked me about language. Judaism has many languages. There's Yiddish, a mixture of German and Hebrew, Ladino, Spanish and Hebrew. There's Aramaic, one of the older languages, and there's Hebrew. Hebrew is that basic language, one of the oldest in the world, one of the first to have an alphabet, and it is one that is spoken on the streets of Israel by salesmen and children as a modern everyday language. But here, in this sacred guide that we call Torah, we see the language as it was written 3,000 years ago. Every Torah is copied from a Torah before it. And here you have this most important sentence in Judaism. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. We should have faith, we should believe, we should focus, O Israel, that Adonai is our God and Adonai is the source of one. And that language, that any Israeli could open this and read today, and any ancient Jew could come on the streets of Israel and buy some fruit. Asking about ritual. Well, we shared a Shabbat ritual, the beginning of Shabbat. But Shabbat lasts for 26 hours and then ends. And like with everything else, we end with ritual. And these are the accoutrements of that ritual. A Kiddush cup. This particular one belonged to my father, was given to him in 1951, and I use it for Havdalah. Then we have a braided candle. This is a rather fancy one. It has to have at least 2 wicks. This has many more than that. And incense or spices. These are the spices that were used in the time of the temple over 2,000 years ago. And they are mixed together for us to smell. We can't burn them, of course, but we smell them. And we do these 3 things at the end of Shabbat. A little wine that our week should be sweet and with good memories. We take a candle of many wicks and light it that there should be light in our lives. And since the olfactory senses are some of the strongest in memory, we have the spices. We say blessings for each of them, and then we do the strangest thing you could imagine. We take the Havdalah candle and we put it out in the remnants of the wine, somehow bringing fire and water together. Only in this case it's wine. And we put the fire out in the wine, and in a sense it never goes out because it stays within us. And of course it is always a cardinal rule that we drink the wine before we put the candle out in it. So a minute ago we read the Shema from the Torah. It's not the only place we find it. This is called a mezuzah. Actually, mezuzah means doorpost, and so we call it after where we put it. And every Jewish household has one. Traditionally, on every doorpost we put them. And inside this case, which is welded shut because it was my father's before me, is this cloth or piece of parchment that has the Shema and other things in it. Wherever I go in the world, if I see one of these, I can say in Yiddish, Landsman, Chaver, brother, sister, and knock on that door. And every time we enter the door, we enter it kissing the mezuzah.